In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 different saddlebag options for travelers. I'm going to keep it super high level and not go into detail, nice and quick, just quick options for those people who generally are doing 2 up on 1 bike and just want a bit more space. So the first option we have is these things. They're called MadFox Roadster saddlebags, and they are 20 liters on both sides, and they come in at around $60 US. They're made in Vietnam, and they're definitely not the highest quality things in the world, but they'll absolutely get you across this country, and you can use them a bit in the future, but basically you need to take care of them a little bit. They are fully waterproof inside, and in fact the interior of these bags is really nice. The next option really is a proper brand. It's Enduristan, and these are aimed for enduro riders. These come in at around $300, and to a certain degree they're top of the line gear. This particular one here is 17 liters, which is the size I recommend. But they come in 12 liters, 17 liters, 24 liters, and 32 liter options. So the 17 is going to be the most popular for people. And then finally, you've got the option from Kriega, which is even higher end than Enduristan, coming in at around $380 US. The one here is my own. This is a 6 liter pack, but for most travelers, you're going to want the 12 liter. So you're going to have 12 on both sides. And they also go up to 18 liters on both sides. So with all that said, I'm going to run you through a little bit more about the differences in the quality and the setup between these brands. So the main difference in my eyes between a cheap product like this, which is $60 US, and a very expensive product like the Kriega OS Series. The cheaper the product, the more straps that you have, the longer the setup is to put on and off the bike. But the advantage of a lot of straps is it means it fits on more models of bikes, and you can sort of tailor it to your needs to a certain degree. So to give you an idea on the Roadster here, you have these straps here, which you can adjust to sort of the width of the saddle, but fiddling with them does take time. On a Honda XR 150 here, we would take the seat off for you and put these straps beneath the seat. So basically the bags are now stuck to the bike, but it's comfortable for the pillion. You got a strap here, and that's going to go over the top and attached to the other side that will keep the bags weighted up and not going into the chain or wheels. Basically, you've then got these little straps here to tie it to the back of the bike to stop it rolling forwards. It works. I'll show you that on a blade quickly. So on the blades, these will just go on the back here, and the seat will come up and down, so you can very easily put these under the seat and take the bag off the bike at the end of the day. You have to be super careful though that your bag is not touching the chain, because if it's going to touch the chain, that's going to obviously break the bag. So that's where something like this becomes super important, to tie it back over as tightly as you can to avoid it falling into the chain. And then once again, you could just quickly tie the bag back to the rack to stop it slipping forwards. So actually on a Honda blade, these work very, very well. And we've had a lot of customers buying these and no one's ever complained. I've been quite impressed with these bags. So now moving on to the Enduristan Blizzard bags. Again, these are proper, like Enduristan is a proper brand. It's high quality stuff. But again, you're getting a lot of straps that come with the bag. It's a kind of love or hate thing. I hate straps, but a lot of people like it. So just like with the MadFox bags, these need fiddling with and adjusting to your bike. And then we would have to put these under the seat of the bike so they're stuck to the bike forever until you take the seat off. You've got nice long straps here that basically tie it down forwards really hard. You put that not over the exhaust, but in an area near the exhaust. You just tie it, lock it down. And then on the back, you've got straps that kind of have hooks on them, and they'll go at the back of the bike. And again, you tie it down hard, and that's just pulling the bag from the back and the front, giving it a really tight fit to the bike. If we look at that on the Honda blade, actually these Blizzard bags sit really nice and high on the bike, so you don't have to worry too much about them falling into the chain, that kind of thing. So I actually think the Blizzard is a really, really good fit for a scooter. Something else I'll say about these Enduristan bags, although I personally don't like all of the straps, it's very common for customers to say the material, what they're made of, is their favorite out of all of the brands. So finally, moving on to Kriega, which is what I use. Why? Because it's the most durable, it's the strongest. And Kriega is a bit light, like Lego. You can buy the base plate, it's all sold separately basically. The base plate is one piece, the bags are separate pieces. So I have a set for 6-litre bags, set for 12-litre bags, set for 18-litre bags, depending on the kind of journey that I'm doing. And then if something breaks, you can just replace one piece rather than the whole thing. The downside, of course, and it does happen, is that you lose stuff. You lose one bag, you put one bag in this cupboard, the rest in another cupboard, and then you have to put it all back together again. But my favorite thing about Kriega, if you look at this, there's just no straps. It's very, very simple. So once you know how they work, it's the fastest setup for putting on and off the bike. For these, basically you've got a hook at the back, just like the Blizzards. That's going to go on the back of the bike and you can lock it down tight. And you got one at the front, but isn't evenly tying, it just clips into itself. And again, you can lock it down really tight from the front and the back. These are specifically designed for dirt bikes. And if you have a dirt bike, they actually drill a hole in the rear fender. Don't panic, rear fenders are not worth very much. And they have clips that don't come off, and these just hook through the clips. It's an amazing setup. Let me show you what it looks like on a Honda Blade. So on a Honda Blade, you do have a small issue that these are a little bit long and will fall down into the chain. No big deal, you just got to be aware of that. This will tie onto the back rack, and then this you would tie round and through your foot pegs. So it's going to be a very, very quick and simple setup on the scooter. What am I talking about now? On these bikes here, I've fitted the rear rack. So people who are wanting things like side bags are probably going to want the rear rack as well. So you're going to have a rear rack here for your bags, and then the saddle bags for extra luggage. In my opinion, if you're having to do this, you are overpacking. And I have videos that explain how I feel you should be packing, but everybody's different. If you want to overpack, then this is a solution to your problem. Side bags are going to be much better than rear top boxes. So on the Tigit site at the moment, you can book top boxes at an extra charge. But the reason I charge extra is, again, on a personal level, I just don't agree with top boxes. You shouldn't be using them. But on top of that, the top box setup is very, very heavy with a really high center of gravity that wrecks the handling of the motorbike. At least with side bags, you're keeping the center of gravity very low, and this is going to maintain the handling and control of the motorbike much better than something like a top box. The reason we don't rent saddlebags is for two reasons. One, well, for $60, there's no price comparison point where renting is going to make sense. Just buy them, use them. There's no point in us renting you something. The second reason, there is a lot of finesse and detail in the setup of the side bags. So if you're renting a bike, the saying generally goes, don't be gentle, it's a rental. People tend to be pretty careless. We have a business model to deal with this. But what it means is if we rent out basically $380 Kriega bags and the client doesn't set it up properly, the bags fall into the chain, we have destroyed bags, and the customer shrugs their shoulders to us. So there's no world where renting side bags is going to work, especially when you can buy something this good for $60 US. So to finish this video, I'm just going to show you the interior of each of these options. So this is the interior of the MadFox Roadster, 20 liters. And this is not removable, so you can't clean it. But actually, this is quite a nice, definitely waterproof material. I've always been scared of the idea of selling $60 side bags and people are just going to complain. But I've never had a complaint with this product, which is phenomenal. That says something about how good these are. To show you the interior of the Blizzards, just noticed even to open this is 4 clips. Let's have a look. So again, this is not removable, but it's like almost like wetsuit material. People really, really love the feel and quality of this. Okay. On the inside of the Enduristan Blizzard is some hard material that goes on the side of the bike, anti-scratch basically, and provides some structure, not a lot, but some structure to the form of the bag. And then finally, my filthy and old Kriega OS side bags. The interior liner here is removable. So you can clean it separately or you can just replace it. This is waterproof as well. And then it's called the OS base. This base that the bags clip to, any size 6, 12 or 18 litre, is extremely strong. The downside to this is it does actually scratch up your motorbike, but it's designed for dirt bikes, who cares? But the plus side is it's really firm and rigid. It gives you a solid base when you're driving. So when you're driving around with these, the bags are not sort of flopping and flapping all over the place. Basically designed for performance. Any questions, guys? Like which kind of customer? Yeah. I think we talked about that. So to summarize, which bag should you get? If you're just using something temporary for one trip, one holiday, you want something really cheap, or you're someone who's saying, should I rent a bag? Well, you buy the MadFox Roadsters for 60 bucks. If you're someone who's going to be using saddlebags for future motorbike holidays, you have a decision, at least when it comes to our shop, Enduristan versus Kriega. And in my eyes, this comes down to two things: money and are you a strap guy or not. So Enduristan is a bit cheaper than Kriega. Enduristan has lots and lots of straps that you can fiddle with. If you're someone who likes fiddling with stuff, then that's going to work really well for you. For Kriega, everything's just simple. There's literally only 4 straps on the entire bag with a Lego-based format. It's the most expensive, but it's the quickest to set up when you know what you're doing. But for some people, they almost find it alarming by how few straps there actually are. So that's my conclusion on these side bags. If you've booked a motorbike from Tigit, these bags are actually currently on our store called Kronix.com. So go on Kronix.com, choose the bag that you want, and then in the checkout process, you choose store pickup, and you choose the location that you're going to be picking up your motorbike from. It has a date and a time and all that kind of stuff. If you do that, then we'll make sure the bags are available for you on your pickup location in your pickup date. Due to the pricing of some of these bags, we don't stock them in all of our offices at the moment. So you need to check on the website and check out on the website if you want them. Thanks for watching.